Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 107 of Two Left Thumbs, your source of weekly gaming news, deals, and discourse. My name is Deft Puppiez, and joining me this week on the podcast, close friend, lover, the Dan with the damaged dong, Fractured Winky. Dude, how are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm good.
I wish you answered your phone calls like that. I would be coming several times a day.
You know what? Now that you've mentioned that, I'll get on that.
Yeah. At least make it your voicemail so you can just hang up on me repeatedly.
Right, I'll 100%. I'll record this. I will send you the clip, and you can do with it as you will.
Not the clip. I want the raw file.
You want the raw file? All right.
You know I like it raw.
You do. You do indeed.
Yeah.
But
enough dirty talk.
Oh, I'm sure it'll get far worse. I mean,
no doubt. Dan with the song. I love that. That's new.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Never heard that one.
It's interesting because every time I have a guest on, I'm like, all right, I need to come up with something to like introduce them with that's kind of like funny, but not like I'm not gonna accidentally offend them. And I mean, you're fine because we've known each other for a while. And so we're pretty good.
You could have called me Dan the Dirty Dingleberry and I would have loved it.
I mean, if I put the right spin on the voice, we'd be fine, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it just needs to be sexualized and I'm all good.
The second you said you come on, and I was like, all right. And that was the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, I have to use that. And then I was like, I'm going to get tongue twisted on this shit. And so I've been rehearsing it in my head all day for the last 3 days. And so essentially, I've just been whispering about your dong in my head the last 3 days, and you know what? I'm cool with it.
I mean, what's new?
What's new? Right? It's just another everyday thing. It's just standard fucking bullshit. So I know you, and I'm sure a lot of people listening know you because we've been hanging around each other a lot. But for those who don't, who the fuck are you?
Guess,
what are you doing?
Oh, I suppose if anybody listens to this who doesn't already know about Dan the Damaged Dong, you may have guessed my name's Daniel. I go by AFracturedWinky or Winky online around the place, mainly everywhere. I like to show off the fact that I have a 90-degree boner. And look, I used to play a lot of Destiny 2. I'm branching out into variety. I doom scroll Twitter, don't really post too much, and I stream on Twitch. Did a mixer stint, was Twitch before that as well. But mainly I just like chilling in Discord with mates, playing games, and occasionally doing it on stream these days. That's pretty much it. Oh, I'm a father of 2 children, both testing my limits with lockdown at the moment.
Oh,
and
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, no, I only had to do 1 day at home this week, and that was today, and I didn't even have to technically work for it, so I feel sorry for my wife, but I won't say that to her face because then she'll have vindication. And
I'm totally saying this to her afterwards.
Yeah, please do. I guess that's most of what needs to be said, I think. I'm never really good with the introductions and the self-explanations. And
talking about yourself is hard. I have that problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I talk about myself and I get hard and it makes it hard.
Exactly. How's
so full of myself.
How's the transition out of Destiny 2 treating you? I went through this a while ago. It's
I miss it, and I still have the urge to play it on stream sometimes because it's easy. I know what I can do on it, but I don't enjoy playing it right now. So I think the biggest hurdle for me at the moment is getting around that rhythm I had when I was streaming Destiny 2. Right. I'm sure you had the same thing, a game you play day in, day out, on stream, off stream, and you know what you do when you're doing it, and you don't miss a beat during your streams. But then it's hard to be entertaining when you go to a new game and you're trying to learn the game, and you might have new faces and all that sort of thing. It's just a hurdle every time you start streaming when you start doing variety. I'm sure you felt that way.
Yeah, no, it's
correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's something I was Because yeah, well, that's how we kind of met. I met you through, I think, the Destiny Down Under chat. From memory,
I can't remember.
I remember there was something to do with that, and we were talking.
No.
We ended up playing together for a while. It was like we did a Crota raid together.
We met back on Xbox. Way back on Xbox.
Yeah.
Must have been D2. I don't think it was D1.
No, we did Crota together. I remember.
Oh
doing
yeah,
Crota
okay. Yep.
Because I was helping. You were looking for a group to help your wife get her first clear.
Was that the VOG or Crota?
No, that was Crota.
Okay.
I specifically remember Crota because it was big.
Oh my
fucking
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I remember that now. Absolutely. Oh, you were like the highlight of that raid. Aside from my wife, you're the one person I remember in that raid. I think
I remember it because that's how I met you. It was really weird though because I hadn't really started streaming at this point. So I was like, fuck, I'm playing with the streamer. This is so fucking cool. I was like nerding out a little bit on the inside. I'm like, trying to play it cool the entire time.
Oh god. See, that's how I feel like when I get to play with you these days.
No.
Yeah. Fuck, that was so long ago.
Was.
That was back when we had to cheese the heavy ammo, right?
Yes.
Oh my god. I just felt another great
the heavy ammo. You just standing there, just boom, boom, super kills, clear the room. All right, everyone, pick it up. Let's go again.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
Shoot all your bullets. Shoot all your bullets.
Man.
Oh, it just never worked.
No, it never did. And then Crota was just like, no, fuck you. I'm coming in there with you. You guys are having all the fun. Fucking just come in there and gutter stomp you in the fucking room where you're supposed to be protected, Bungie.
Yeah, I know, right? Fuck.
But yeah, I feel you on that transition. Like I had the same problem. I mean, I still kind of do, like a little bit. Like it's like you go to start a new game. Like this will be fun. You go play it, and you have a few people that are the regulars in there that show up. But it's always kind of you're like, am I going to enjoy this? Because you don't fucking go and play it beforehand because that ruins the whole experience. And so yeah, like there's always that kind of, is this gonna be something I enjoy and I can be entertaining doing? It's always something, I think. I mean, it's better now for me because I've been doing it for a little longer, but it's something you do get used to.
Now your stream is Puppiez plus whatever game he's playing, whereas until very recently, well, I mean, I know I had a big break there, but the same goes for anyone switching from a main game to a variety stream. Is you go from being paired with a game. They go there to watch you play this game rather than just watch you play a game. So still having that stigma around. I mean, I notice a lot of people don't turn up probably because I'm not playing Destiny, but I don't hold them against that against them.
That's it. It's the way of the beast with streaming. If someone doesn't enjoy something, they're not gonna watch it, and it's just
and that's more of a fault on me for not being entertaining enough. But that's boring talk, really. So
yeah. So now you've been doing a little bit of writing.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been playing?
You want me to go from the beginning and work towards now, or go backwards?
Let's work backwards, just for the hell of it.
Backwards. All right.
Yeah.
Haven't done any on stream yet, but I am extremely, extremely into Dark Souls 3 at the moment.
I saw you sneakily playing just before. Winky messaged me about an hour before we were supposed to meet up. He's like, "Look, I need another hour." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool, no worries." And I thought, it's 10:30. I'll get down. I'll get organized. So we're ready to go. And I go into Discord and I see Winky playing Dark Souls 3. I'm like, "Oh, really, motherfucker?"
Hey, no, I gave you more time with your wife. All right, you can't hold this against me.
Yeah, sure. Okay, look. All right, I'll take it. But still.
Yeah.
How's it been going? I mean, it's obviously good if you're sunk into it a fair bit, but how are you finding the experience? of dying
Look,
a lot?
I think as a as a solo game, I'd probably be very frustrated with it, and probably wouldn't be enjoying it as much. But
Right.
I'm effectively having my hand held by a good mate of mine who's a Dark Souls veteran. He
So
plays them all, and he knows. Yeah,
you've got the pro
he's
helping you out.
yeah. And I'm trying bits solo myself.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from the first boss fight, I haven't actually beaten a boss on my lonesome yet. But we're having fun just constantly being invaded. And you aware of the invasion mechanic?
Yeah, it's when someone else comes into your game and kind of 1v1s you, right?
Yeah,
Kind of,
basically.
yeah.
But if I've summoned a friend with me, then that friend can help me, and I've got another piece of gear on that allows other randoms to join my team as well. And sometimes we make it chaotic by activating an item that lets like an infinite number of people join the game. So we've had three invaders on the field at once with 2 friendlies, me and my mate. You know, and we just had this big fucking brawl on top of a tower. It was glorious. And that's not something you can access until the end game. But he had this item on one of his ults, so he moved it over and we used it, and it was good fun.
Oh, right. So it's kind of something you get towards the end to kind of bring you back into place some more. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the end game, the way I'm seeing it anyway, the end game of Dark Souls is the friends you make along the way. No, it's the invasion and the PvP of Dark Souls. That seems to be everybody's end game. They have, there's like an etiquette to it as well.
Interesting.
If you sort of have to go with hand signals in the game, I guess, because the emotes aren't very descriptive. But when a couple of guys sort of teabag at each other, there's no actual teabagging, but they do a repetitive movement, and then they sort of circle around each other. That's a 1v1, and you don't interfere. And if you do, you're scum. And most of the time, your ally, including my good mate, who's supposed to be my good mate, he said, "No, you're on your own now," and he refused to help me because I jumped into this battle.
You will suffer with your consequences.
Yeah, the PvP community is brilliant. I think it's there's trolls like there is everywhere else, but it adds a nuance to the game that it's too difficult for me to explain as a new guy to the game, but I think is pretty cool.
I'm sure there's a few Souls veterans out there who would totally get where you are.
Or they probably just look at me like, "You fucking idiot, that's not what we're doing." But, I mean, that's how I see it. Yeah. Who does this guy think he is?
So what else from Dark Souls? Let's go on to the next.
From Dark Souls, what was I playing before that? Oh, I was trying out Path of Exile. It's a free game on Steam. It's like a gruesome Diablo cross World of Warcraft sort of MMO type game.
That's the one
more
that
Diablo.
the new Amazon game's based off same universe, right? Path of Exile? New World?
Could be.
I think I'm pretty sure it's that one, but it's based in that universe, so the lore ties in with it all.
Right. Path of Exile is not there. Yeah, let me know. Path of Exile. He's playing that. I'm not sure.
I could be wrong. I remember that New World was tied in with something. I'm pretty sure it was Path of Exile, because it was something that the other Dan, Donald the Dan was. I have a collection of Dans.
We're everywhere.
You are everywhere. You're glorious people. But he was, I think, he was a big Path of Exile fan, and he was kind of keen that this was kind of set in that universe as well. Again, could be remembering wrong. But yeah, it's not like directly connected like a sequel or anything. It's just like, we're borrowing from this universe to use some of the lore and the world building and stuff like that.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, Path of Exile, talk me through what you've been doing there, or what you were doing there.
Oh, look, I've only put about 5-10 minutes into that game. It's probably one that I'd like to play on stream.
Right.
But yeah, it's really just a Diablo. A Diablo that does it better than Diablo in my eyes.
That's always good. I mean, Diablo does
I-
Diablo mostly okay, unless it's on your
Yeah.
phone.
I haven't even tried that, so I'll
Haven't you?
forget my
What is
judgment.
that,
to the side. Yeah,
that's Immortals, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, Diablo Immortals. The old phone meme is classic.
yeah.
I've seen
Oh,
you playing a bit of Halo.
lots of Halo.
lately, too.
Lots of Halo, yeah.
I've been getting back into that as well.
Multiplayer or campaign or a bit of both.
Multiplayer.
Yeah.
Not online though. I've my kids have gotten into it. So we have this new thing where we get the 4-player split screen going, and we just play multiplayer maps. They pick the maps or whatever, and I fucking gutter stomp them every time.
Yeah, excellent. Look, as long as they don't give up, you're doing something right.
Exactly. Like, I mean, they're getting good. Like, I've had 1v1s with my oldest and second oldest, and they're like, I'm like, oh shit, you got me, and you got me good, and it wasn't like with a rocket or anything. I'm like, well done. But yeah, they keep coming back. I did a 1v3 with them today. It was. I taught them the art of teabagging as well, which is taking quite a stand, and now you must teabag every time you kill.
Oh no, because as long as they don't start doing it at school, you'll be fine.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Shit, they're totally gonna do that, because I remember them mentioning at some point, it's like, what if you teabag someone in real life? I'm like, oh god. I've created monster. I'm gonna come home from school tomorrow. The teacher's gonna pull me up and say, look, your son got into a fight and he shoved them over and he just started crouching on this person's face. Do you know what this is? I'm like, look, fuck. No.
Oh god, you can only hope that doesn't happen.
Oh, I mean, I don't want it to, because that's terrible. But at the same time,
if nobody knows you're their parent,
exactly. I don't know this.
Yeah,
kid. I just drop them off, you know.
Yeah. No, you're just in the background cheering, like, not this guy's dad. Woo!
Get him, son. I mean,
whoever
the fuck you are, get him.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna have to get my son playing Halo now.
Yeah. Oh, we should get them together. Get the multiplayer going. Yeah.
We can definitely do that. I'll give him some practice first. Otherwise, he'll get stomped, and that's not fair, is it?
No. I can put him up against the 5-year-old to start if you like.
He's 9. He likes a bit of fair sport.
Fair enough. So what's put you back into Halo recently?
Honestly, mainly just because it's come to PC and Halo 4, which I never really gave a fair crack when it was on console.
Right.
To be quite honest, Halo 4 is an absolute fucking masterpiece, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise. Campaign and multiplayer.
I never jammed with the multiplayer on 4. I love the campaign. But the multiplayer, I mean, it was a time when I wasn't really playing like a lot of multiplayer either. But I've heard it seems to be a very divisive multiplayer, because I've heard people love it, and
it was the first one with integrated sprint. You know, everyone has sprint plus there's other abilities sometimes. So whereas Reach, I think everybody got away with it because it wasn't unlimited, and it was either sprint or jetpack or sprint or armor lock.
It was like the sprint was a power, like essentially a power up ability that you could choose off the field, or as a.
But I mean, I will never understand anyone who argues about Master Chief shouldn't be sprinting. Like, the fucking books talk about him running at 60 mile an hour.
Yeah, right. I mean,
why can't we do that in the game? Why can't we cross that hallway in 3 seconds and bash some dude in the face? That's what I want.
We're not like, he's not some slow, cumbersome motherfucker. Like, this guy has done some fucking amazing feats of fucking athletic ability.
Right,
jumping out of a spaceship with a fucking bomb, mind you.
And navigating the
navigating
field
that
of debris.
shit. I mean, I'm sure he should be able to sprint, right? And jump.
Yeah. Look, even the aesthetic for Halo 4 gets me. The bobbly helmets, the UI is crisp and fresh, and I think everybody just didn't give it a chance because it wasn't Bungie anymore.
Yeah, true.
And
that was
I'm guilty of that.
One. Yeah.
I took it with a fair bit too much amount of salt when it released, because Bungie was moving on to bigger and better things. And I mean, we've seen how that turns out at the moment. It's turning out at the moment.
I mean, it was bigger and better for a bit, kind of.
Yeah, it's bigger and better, and it's stale, and it's bigger and better, and it's stale, and it's bigger and better, and it's stale. But that's how Destiny is, and that's how most people love it, I think. But yeah, just I think the art direction of Halo 4 was, I want to say, true to the spirit of Halo. I was going to say true to the original, but it's not. But it is true to the spirit of Halo.
But it is a slightly different style.
Yeah, it's true to the spirit of Halo, but it's not like copy paste of Halo, which is good.
Yeah, I mean that's what you want to. I mean, I get people like get familiar and they're like, no, this isn't what it is. But evolution's always a good thing, for the most part, anyway. Especially when it comes to aesthetics. And as long as it's kind of, like I said, keeping the spirit of the original games there, I don't see a problem with, like, you know, changing things about. How did you feel about the look of Infinite when we got that trailer?
Art-wise, again, fucking loved it. Going back to that Halo 1 route, I can see why they want to do that because of the divisive line that is the Bungie versus 343 part of the community, and the sprint versus no sprint. And like Halo is Halo, everybody wants a red versus blue in that game. So they seem to pick one thing and go to the extremes. It's like an American political system. And... Too soon?
I mean, not really. We're Australian. We can get away with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What was I saying? Yes, no, I saw the unpolished part of the trailer, and I'm glad that they delayed it. It looked like it was going to be a Cyberpunk release.
Yeah.
We didn't even know what Cyberpunk was going to look like at that point, but it looked like, with 2020 vision, seeing how Cyberpunk was portrayed and released, the way Halo was portrayed and could have been released, it would have been a disaster. You know, animations of things not being completely finished. I think the art style didn't really have the polish that they wanted it to have as well. Not the style, sorry. The graphics and textures didn't have the polish that they wanted.
Yeah, because I was kind of digging the aesthetics on, like, it wasn't. It had this weird kind of cartoon-esque vibe about it, like just the way the color palette was working, and I was kind of into it. Seeing some better textures and stuff would be good.
Yeah, they explained the cartoon sort of vibe to it as being the fact that the lighting engine wasn't finished.
Right.
I've been reading the weekly updates from 343, except for the most recent one, because it was just too big for me to bother with on a Friday morning. They admitted that it wasn't how it would have looked if all the parts of the puzzle were together. It would have looked much better at the time, but because it wasn't, they can only show what they've got. So
yeah, that's it.
But I'm going to be happy with it, and I'm going to enjoy it regardless, unless it's a colossal failure, which, with the amount of time that they've now put back into it again,
let's hope it isn't.
Seems almost impossible. But the gaming industry has surprised us before. So
I think the gaming industry is at the point where it's just not surprising us anymore. Like, it's like, oh, this game's a dumpster fire. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if Halo Infinite came out as unpolished of a turd as Cyberpunk was on consoles, which may very well be the case because they're still trying to incorporate the original Xbox One and PlayStation 4 generations into the, well, obviously not PlayStation because it's an exclusive, but I completely forget about that. But
you heard it first, guys. We're coming to PlayStation 2022.
Yeah. Got to show that sweet non-ray tracing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was a bit surprised to see the marketing machine still going full speed ahead with all of the toys releases and the marketing materials and the competitions and all that sort of stuff as well. That seemed like that could have been delayed, but they didn't.
Maybe they had plans and deals and motions they couldn't delay further. It's possible. I mean, now they're doing these monthly releases too, keeping the conversation on the improvement of the game. There's it's not a lot of hype, but if the toys are out there in the wild and people are seeing them, and then the game comes out, there might be a larger rush once release happens. Possibly, I don't do marketing, but I could see that's probably how they're kind of working around it, especially since they had such a large delay last minute.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm really hopeful for it. I put blind faith into Destiny 2 when it was a vanilla release, and while I played through it, I regret playing through that entire period of not necessarily fun Destiny 2 time. I mean, it is what it is. I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the people. I just put more time into it than was necessary because I wanted to love it too much, and I don't think I'll be making that mistake again. Which is what sort of brought me to the realization of going to variety streaming anyway.
Yeah, it's I think a lot of people, you myself included, like you get to a point with games. I mean, this podcast has ruined me, and I'm skeptical of everything. It's terrible. Covering gaming news is the worst thing you can do for a passionate playing games. I swear to God. But
nothing but bad news.
Nothing but bad news. You're like, this game's delayed. This game's a dumpster fire. This studio is fucking people over. This studio is fucking people over. Like, you could just replace the studio name and read the same fucking story every week. It was depressing, man.
Yeah.
But I think I'm at that point now where I'm like, all right, cool. This game looks interesting. I'm gonna play it. I'll probably enjoy my time with it, but I'm not gonna be like running around screaming and like jumping on the fucking hype train and like, this is gonna be fucking amazing. I'm excited, but I think I'm forever going to be cautiously optimistic. And this is such a bad thing, really. Yeah.
I mean, I managed to do that with Cyberpunk, actually, changing gears and talking about a failed game instead of what we were talking about. Successful games, just to be different.
Why not, right?
Yeah. So I completely avoided the hype train. I didn't pre-order. I didn't care for any of their marketing or trailers, none of it. I just sort of walked away from it all and told myself I'd play it if I felt like it or if I saw it on special. And my mate ended up buying it for himself at release. He had the $250 fucking collector's edition with the Johnny Silverhand statue in it. Yeah. And he enjoys the game. He absolutely fucking loves it. He's not turning a blind eye to the graphical issues and the poor release on console, but he genuinely enjoys the game, and that's all about him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat there too. Like, I enjoy the game. Like, I'm about just under halfway, I think, through the story. I put it down to play a few other games and have a break because I'm enjoying it and I really love the world that's there. But because it's still a little janky, I'm happy to just kind of play it whenever I feel like it and just wait and then hopefully get the better experience for it.
That's exactly where I was going with that. I've hit a point where I've gone, cool, I really enjoy the game. It's not polished enough for me at the moment. On the back shelf, I'll wait for the Series X update.
Yeah, exactly. That's a while away too. I think they were talking like next year for that.
Yeah. They've got a lot of shit to fix before they do that.
Oh, fucking oath they do. Yeah.
Look, graphically, I can live without the ray tracing and whatever. If it gets to a point where it's as polished as it should have been on day one, I'll probably get back into it and give it another crack and see how I feel about finishing it then. But
yeah,
honestly, the game felt almost ruined for me the moment I decided to go on a crime rampage.
Yes, the police system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So I'd
fucking
heard the
terrible.
whispers about them just spawning in, and it's broken and it's immersion breaking, all that sort of stuff. I heard about all those sort of whispers, and I sort of noticed it as well in my 1 to 2 star encounters with the cops, which you can normally just drive away from and no dramas. But at one point, I upgraded my wrist to have a rocket launcher in it, and I was just like, "You there? You're my test subject." And boom, off goes this man. And then a cop spawned in, and I said, "Okay, you're next." And I blew up the cop, and then it was 3 stars, and then I noticed that they'd started spawning behind me, and I was killing more of them, and also getting my shit pounded in. And I backed myself up onto a corner of a building and had cops spawn inside the building and shoot me through the wall. And I was just sort of like,
cheeky motherfuckers.
like, okay, yes, that's out of line of sight, but also fuck your laser coding. And I honestly just finished up the story arc I was on and sort of put a pause on it until next season when I feel like continuing the saga.
So yeah, I had an interesting one with the cops where I was trying to I accidentally run over somebody because the car controls in that game are fucking woeful.
How bad's the mini map? It's
my God,
this fucking big, and you're going 80 mile an hour, and it's just like, and your turn was
shit.
3 blocks back that way. Please turn around, sir.
So I accidentally hit somebody, and I'm all right. And then the cops spawned in the middle of my engine bay of my car. And I killed him, and I'm like, okay, I guess we're going here now. And it was like I watched one drop from the sky. It was like it's like a parachute just dropped from the sky and just like hit the ground. And it was like, and then I hit him, and there was another star. I'm like, oh shit, okay,
yeah.
But from what I know, the police system, they were like gonna go for like the GTA model, but it was very slapped in last minute, which is why it's so fucked. Which is a shame.
We all have to sort of go off the word of the hearsay from Jason Schreier and all those other journalists. And if that is the case, it's worrying that they can get that far into a game and go, "Oh fuck, we forgot this integral part that we've been talking about for years."
Right. So whoops. What do we?
And then they've just gone,
cops.
Do bad to civilian, 1 cop spawn. Do bad to cop, 3 cops spawn. Yeah. Man, I'm sure it's much more nuanced than that, but it's just not.
We could go code for CD Projekt Red at this point. Let's go. We'll fix it so it's like, do bad thing to person, cop runs around from corner.
Yeah.
Problem solved,
I just don't. I don't like being a gaming share developer, as the internet calls it at the moment. But most people these days have a basic understanding of how code can work. Maybe not how it goes from bits to code to video games, but to know that the way it's working at the moment was coded poorly. We all know that. We all knew that before it was reported by Jason Schreier, or I think it was Jason Schreier.
It was, yeah. And he did a classic Schreier expose on the state of the game.
Yeah. One of his 3 against CD Projekt Red alone last year. So
clearly a big fan.
They're the Bungie of RPGs, aren't they? We just expect more.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the thing though. Like, I played The Witcher because everyone was like, "Oh, The Witcher's so good, you got to play it." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I still haven't finished it.
Same.
I got to like I think I was at this point where I'm like, all right, does this end now? And I'm like, oh no, there's more story. Okay, cool. Does this end now? Like, is this the final fight? This feels like a final fight, and it just doesn't stop. You're like, what the fuck, man?
Did you finish Valhalla?
No, I haven't finished Valhalla yet either. I've got a lot.
Is that the same story
going on?
I'm hearing that from other people as well. Is that the same sort of vibe? Like it's just too big for what it should be?
It really is. So my biggest problem with Valhalla is I love it. A little clunky. It's Odyssey is much better. Even though it was more bloated, I guess. But I'm about 3/4 of the way through the story, right? And each chunk of the story is divided into a region. So you go to a region, you speak to someone there, and then you go, all right, I need you to align with me so we can take out this guy. So you take out you go talk to him, and they say, all right, if you want the alliance, I need you to do something for me. And always, it is 3 things. I need you to do this, and go do this, and then we can go recruit people. So you do 3 tasks, and then you recruit people, and then you have a final encounter, and then you go back to your base, like back to your main base. You do a bit of story, a bit of exposition, whatever, and then you go to the next region, and it's exactly the same thing. There's no variation in that mission structure. In the game
is its own brotherhood.
Yeah,
like its own Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, the game, in one little region of Odyssey. Like, is that how you're trying to explain that?
Basically, yeah.
Oh
and it's just repetitive, and I'm like, okay, I need a break from this fucking mission structure now. Some of the side quests are okay. They're not as I don't know. It's not as fun as Odyssey, I don't think. I mean, to be fair, I'm still doing as I stood by when this game was released, and I found out you could do dual shields. I am only killing people with shields, which is making life a little bit difficult. I think I have 3 accidental assassinations because the attack with shield button is the same as the assassinate button.
I think assassinations are exempt. So
yeah, I only do it when I actually have to, like taking someone with the big creatures. Like there was a there's a like, cause you go into, like, it goes into the mythic stuff, and you fight a frost giant at some point. And
yeah, that's pretty cool.
That was not fun.
No.
The way I was doing it.
Yeah,
but
with Assassin's Creed dabbling into, I've got a question for you. How's that? Your own podcast.
Here we go. Interview me. Let's go.
Yeah, with Assassin's Creed dabbling into the mythology side of things more so than the Assassins versus Templars of previous games. We're talking since Origins here. I saw some of your gameplay of Origins and immediately decided, nope, this is too much. Not Assassin's Creed for me. I've got it up there, unused, and Odyssey and Unity all unfinished. But that's beside the point.
Unity, it's a fucking mess. Just sell that one now.
I've got a collector's edition that I can't remember where I got it. So, how do you feel about that change going from a human v human corruption to having the mythology thrown in there that never used to be there?
The mythology was always kind of there,
but not in a physical,
not in a physical,
manifested state.
It was more like in the story, like especially towards the end of 3 with the final Desmond kind of in real life story.
But that mythology was the game's own lore mythology.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're bringing out the more human mythology, the Norse mythology, the Greek mythology, was it? I think, and the Egyptian mythology,
Norse, Greek, and Egyptian. I was hesitant on the newer Assassin's Creed games because they weren't the same as the series I loved, but I think that the mythology thing is great. I think like it provides some interesting gameplay opportunities. And it's fun, you know, you learn a bit about Norse whatever mythology as well, and what the gods do, and there's always a bit of a twist on it because, you know, it's a fucking video game and it can't be true to life, but it makes for interesting gameplay moments. Like I think with Origins, there is an area of the map you used to go to, and every week there would be a different god there that you could fight.
Oh, nice.
Just be out in the fucking desert, and this massive fucking god would spawn with different mechanics each time. And you'd have to take them down and you get special armor.
That's pretty cool.
Stuff like that is really cool. And again, with Odyssey, there's a quest line. I think it's a DLC. Normally they start hitting the weird shit with the DLC. They kind of hint to it at the end of the main story. Then the DLC is like, you're fucking out fighting gods, right? So,
okay.
So there was a storyline where I got to go to I got to fight the Minotaur, and like work my way through his maze and like shit like that, and it was really, really cool. And it was better than just like, okay, go here, stab human.
Yeah.
So I think if they kept the old formula, like after 3 because Black Flag was a breakaway, which is where they've come up with the sailing thing. Was a very kind of different to the formula. I think it's good. I think, like I said, it's better than just like punching people, like fighting giants and shit, and having like a lore reason to do it. Just like, oh, here's giants, go do things. Like there's in Odyssey and Valhalla, you go to the worlds, the realms of the gods, and I think in Valhalla especially, I haven't finished it all, but you go there and you're helping out like Thor and Freya and stuff, and you're doing stuff for them in their realm. So it's fun, and I like it. I think it's a good way to go. I mean, Ubisoft just need to tone down the fucking Ubisoft. They need to go and talk to Sucker Punch and go, right, how the fuck do we do an open world game again?
Yeah.
And Sucker Punch to go, look, here it is. Because, I mean, I'm going to be honest, Ghost of Tsushima kind of ruined Assassin's Creed for me a lot.
Yeah, okay. I haven't managed to play any PlayStation exclusives for a very long time. So,
yes.
I've seen the beauty of the game. It looks absolutely beautiful.
The story's great as well. I just convinced Dawn of the Dan he had it on his shelf. I spoke to him a few episodes ago, and he just finished it. He finished it today or yesterday, and he's like, "Holy shit, that was amazing!"
Yeah, brilliant.
I'm gonna go and platinum it, and it's got the multiplayer, which I want to try out eventually too. I've got to get around to that.
You're cutting out a bit there.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
I want to try the multiplayer. Because it's just like 4 people, and you go like fight people, like fight waves of bosses and shit like that. As like different classes of samurai and shit. Like you have different abilities and stuff.
Nice.
It's really good. I really like it.
Yeah. Look, one day when I've got some fuck you money, I'll grab a PS5 or a PS5 Pro whenever that comes out, and pick up some of the exclusives, seeing as they're actually backwards compatible this time. I won't have to go and pick out 2 consoles.
Yep.
It's definitely on my back burner though.
Yeah.
All of the PlayStation exclusives. I'm not too
They're doing a
big on
remaster
buying a
of God of War
console.
too.
Is that to come out with Ragnarok? Oh, you're talking about the series or the PS5 graphical
PS5
update
remaster.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yep.
That
will be fantastic.
Fucking hope it will be.
My mate's got a PS4, and all I played of God of War was one of the final fights with the Valkyries, and I think it was against the head of the Valkyries.
Oh god, I haven't even touched the Valkyries. Like that's side end game content.
That's all he's got left to do. And he can't beat it, and he put the game down for 9 months, and I was over at his house, and he was just like, I'm going to give this another crack, and he got it out, and he got wiped out in 3 seconds, and he was like, here you go, and I got wiped out in 2 seconds. In my defense, I lasted 2/3 of the amount of time that he did, and I didn't know the control scheme, so there's that.
You've got that flex there.
I do, yeah.
You do.
Oh.
So you've also played Doom Eternal, right?
I have, yes.
I've been stalking you. I mean, I'm always stalking you. That's my whole deal. It's what I live for. But
same.
I'm halfway through Doom Eternal right now. How do you feel about it, man? Talk to me.
Honestly, man, I fucking loved it. It was good fun. Doom 2016, just because you have to compare them to each other, being sequels. Doom 2016 had like this awesome way of introducing people back into the Doom universe with updated gameplay and graphics and everything. And then like it had that old school formula of normal Doom, right? You had all your normal weapons, you had no super crazy abilities, you WASD and spacebar or controller, however you play. And you just move around laterally, strafing, shooting, picking up ammo, chainsawing, and moving on. And then you move over to Doom Eternal, and you've got the Blood Punch that can wipe out a room of enemies. You've got your... I can't talk about one of them because I don't think you've got it yet. But you've got your grappling hook, you've got your jump dashes, all that sort of stuff as well. And it just really threw it was like a remix on Doom 2016 that didn't disrespect it in any way, and it was just majesty. I loved it.
I've found Eternal to be a lot more chaotic too. Have you noticed that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
and it's so fucking good. Like you get into a room, because I mean it's Doom, and you know when you're getting into a fucking arena because you start hearing the metal crank up, and the space opens up. You're like, fuck, here we go, and it's just chaos. And every time you fight a new enemy, there's like, oh, by the way, that's now a regular. The boss you just fought is a regular fucking enemy. So fuck you. Here's 6 of them.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh fuck. You just wait until you come across the I don't even know what they're called, but I'm sure
the guys with the axes.
Guys with the axes.
They've got like the big fucking. They've got like the big red fucking axe swinging dudes. They're a real fucking a beat because you've got to like. Get them, you've got to hit them when they go like turn green.
No, worse than that.
Oh, fuck off! No, that's where I'm up to. I've found that I can't even remember what they're fucking called. I know a lot of people were complaining that they were way too hard to start.
I don't think he has an axe. I don't remember him having an axe.
It's a giant melee weapon and a shotgun.
Oh, yeah, okay, yes.
Both, yeah,
okay. No, there's not much more annoying than him. I had a friendly hint from... fuck, he's got so many gamer tags, I keep forgetting them. This is going to annoy me now. Hang on a sec.
We'll stand by.
Yeah.
Drum roll.
Keep talking. Entertain the masses, please. Moltres. No. Fucking Moltres.
Oh, yep, Moltres, yep.
Not fucking Moltres like in a bad way, but just Moltres, Shadow, Twilight Angel.
Yeah.
Darkness or something over on...
Needs to learn sentences. It depends on which Discord server.
Yeah. Needs to learn sentences. Must respect adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me a very handy hint of stunning and then hitting with the super shotgun and then changing over to the railgun and getting another shot in straight away. Because those two weapons are right next to each other. Are you playing on keyboard or control?
Keyboard.
Cool. So obviously you can scroll through your weapons with the mouse wheel, yeah? So
yeah.
The most effective weapon against them is either the railgun or the super shotgun.
Yep.
And if you stun them and hit them with either one of them and then swap to the other one and hit them again, you've got enough time to do that. You don't have enough time to hit them with the same weapon twice, but it's actually faster to swap from one to the next and shoot again.
Interesting. I like that.
It makes the fights fun again. Once you've mastered that, it makes fighting them fun because you've got this like skill that you can pull out and hopefully get right.
Done.
Yeah. So
I do love the super shotgun. It is like the grapple on that is so much fucking fun.
Absolutely.
I've started using it a la Titanfall, so I'll lash it onto an enemy and then flick myself out, and it'll actually project you around in a loop, so you can come out behind them.
Yeah,
so
right.
There's some physics there with it too. Like you can if you grapple and then jump, it'll like launch you up, and you can kind of swing around sideways as well. So I've been doing that. Like I'm gonna try and get it so I can like jump off a ledge, grapple a dude, and like swing off just off the abyss, just to look fucking cool.
That would be brilliant.
And then just fall into a hole somewhere. If I could just run into a wall, just fucking splat.
I wonder if you could use the dash to get that movement going faster.
You probably could.
Or if it would cancel it. I don't know, because obviously I never tried it because I never thought of doing that because I'm basic, but...
I did it totally by accident. This is me. I was mashing keys and he was like, shit, okay. This is cool.
Yeah. And now you just kill everybody with style.
Yeah, exactly. You got to flex them with style, otherwise it's just not fucking worth it.
This isn't bad aim, it's killing with style.
Exactly. Fucking love it.
I just remembered another game I was playing in my, variety. I haven't done it on stream again, but I want to, and it's been a while since I've done it because I used to do it quite regularly, 1 or 2 nights a week, which is Rock Band.
Yes, I miss Rock Band nights. Have they had anything new come out, or you just got the itch to shred again?
The wife managed to get me to pull it all out of the closet and take it over to her sister's house for Australia Day, where we played that all day long, and I impressed everybody because I was the only one who could play expert. But
flex on these casuals. Here's expert, motherfuckers. You okay? You okay there with easy? I mean, I struggle with medium. Hey, I just don't have the. Yeah, I don't. My fingers just can't. That's why I struggle with mouse and keyboard a little bit too, which I'm getting better right now. But my fingers just don't like that.
I feel like I've always had pretty good hand-eye coordination, but I was never good at sports because I didn't have hand-foot coordination.
Right. Okay.
I was okay at sports, especially when I was allowed to use my hands. But any sort of ball-to-foot sport, not that great.
But I used to play soccer on regional levels competitively. So
okay, I never went that high, but I was. I did enjoy soccer. I was just always the goalie or defense. So
I always played goal. I loved goalie, man. It was great.
Oh, I loved it too. But obviously, I wasn't as fast as the other kids because I was tall and not really lanky, but just I was built slow. You know, wasn't even fat back then. I was just not a very fast runner. So yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to get back into Rock Band on streams, especially with this whole, Twitch shutting down channels for playing copyrighted music sort of thing. I think I'm like...
Do you think you're going to be okay there? Is that...
No idea. People are still doing it, but yeah, what have I got to lose, It's not my income. I just do it to have fun, and if they don't like it, then I'll just do it in my Discord,
Yeah, just stream Discord,
Yeah,
so you can go to Glamesh or Facebook Gaming or fuck YouTube Gaming, man. Might get
YouTube would probably fucking rattle me just as much as Twitch would, but
maybe.
Yeah, the music side of things is a bit weird.
Yeah, it's I stopped playing music and streams a long time ago because I was like seeing the issues. I'm like, you know what, just maybe I'll bust out like
Pretzel's really good for that.
Yeah, I usually bust out Pretzel for like when I'm playing Minecraft and stuff, just because because the Minecraft soundtrack
there's not much to talk about, and
it's fucking dull. So you put on some chill vibes and fucking just build shit. I'll die doing dumb shit, whatever. I've always the ladder for me.
Got into the wonderful habit of choosing the elevator music playlist for my starting soon. I fucking love it. I do the same. I use Pretzel on games where I feel like I need a bit of background noise.
Yeah.
Doom was not one of those games.
Doom's not one of the games. No, Doom
has its own soundtrack.
The best fucking soundtrack. I mean, as someone who is a fucking metal fanatic, like, it's just so fucking cool. My problem is it's only good when it's like in intense fights, and then there's like a quiet period. I'm like, where's my fucking metal? I need more of it. I mean, I get the balance between the kind of the quiet transitions and then the loud, messy fights, but you need to build
atmosphere for the bloodbath that's about to ensue.
Yeah, but I know, but I just I need more of it, man. I'm just gonna start playing the soundtrack during the quiet parts. Fuck it.
Yeah,
should be fine.
Unreal.
So I want to talk about a game that I've been playing because there's some slight moderate impressions on it. The Medium, which came out last week or a few days ago by Bloober Games.
End of last week.
I started playing it, and I have mixed feelings, very mixed feelings. Mostly because this is a horror-based game.
Okay.
And I generally find horror games pretty fucking dull.
Yep.
Because my brain is fucked up, and I think this shit is kind of normal.
I think horror games and horror movies these days prey on the underexposed.
Yeah, definitely. I have a bit of experience, but it's okay. Like there's some interesting story things going on there. The gameplay itself isn't much of a game. It's like an interactive kind of walk into a room, explore, click the buttons. I've encountered combat as such where it's run away from a dude and then blast him with spirit fingers.
Right.
You have like a spirit bomb and it comes out of your hand, so it's just spirit fingers now, and there's nothing you fucking do about it.
Have you played Quantum Break?
Yes.
And how would you compare the two? Because that sounds very similar, aside from the combat side of things. I mean, I know Quantum Break had a bit more puzzle to it.
A puzzle, a bit more story. It's. I mean, Medium has a lot of puzzle too. Like there's some interesting kind of again. They're very, they're very fucking similar. Now that you've brought that up, because there was I think I'm probably about halfway through, because I know Medium, from what I've seen, is only a short story. It's only about 6 hours. Which is all right.
That's good.
But it's nice enough to have 120-hour games on my list. Looking at you, Valhalla and Cyberpunk. Fucking just sitting there staring at me unfinished while I'm like casually playing Doom and Medium. It's like, fuck off, I'm busy.
Remove from list.
It's got some cool time puzzles there where you have to separate, have like an outer body experience, and you're separated into the spirit world, because there's this whole thing with the game where it's big pull is like we're rendering 2 realities at once at all times.
Oh, right.
My PC is noticing that, me not so much.
Right. Okay.
So I'm seeing the occasional frame drop, which is, it's whatever.
I know we've got very similar computers unless you've changed parts.
No, not really. I'm
still on your Red Devil and your 3700X.
Yeah.
Are you on a 1440p monitor or a 1080?
1080.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm only running it. I think I'm running it. It's 1080. I'm only running what my monitor will handle. I'm not running over it. I haven't put a frame counter on to check it, but it's not.
I thought you got a 144 hertz monitor. I must be misremembering. I know a lot of people do that.
Maybe I did. I can't remember. I can never remember what monitor I have. Where's my box?
Check by right-clicking your desktop and display settings, and then scroll down to not advanced display. Yes, advanced display settings, and then display adapter properties.
Display resolution is coming in 1920 by 1080. So.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's 144 hertz, because I've got 175 and 144. I did that intentionally.
Cut yourself off.
What's that?
Oh, I thought you were talking about. No, go on.
No,
you got a 75 and a 144.
I have a 75 in my side monitor, and then my main one is a 144 hertz. I think that's how I had it worked. I accidentally mixed them up in the move when I moved up to Brisbane.
Speaking on computer parts and that sort of thing, since I upgraded to a 1440p monitor, I've had a much smoother experience with my 5700 XT.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. It honestly still feels like it gets the same frames in most games, including Destiny 2. Destiny 2, you're always 90 frames in a tower, 100 frames in most multiplayer maps, for the 1 or 2 that have too many particle effects, and you do 30, but
4,000 frames in orbit.
Yeah. But now I'm sort of getting a much smoother experience, even though it has to render 30% more pixels.
Right. Okay.
So, I know that was one of the long shots that a lot of the community were looking at doing to fix the low utilization the card had to begin with. But I moved up to it because, honestly, I just wanted to. And I haven't regretted it. The card still handles it well. But, yeah, I thought you had a 1440p monitor. I can't remember why.
No, it's 1080, but I'm pretty sure it's 144 hertz.
Yeah, look, after this, I'll show you how to check your refresh rate so you can see it set up properly.
Look at it. See what, because if I've got it fucking set properly, I've been whinging about fucking shitty gameplay.
Look,
God damn it.
one of my guilty pleasures is, as I'm sure you know, because I was like in your face every day about your build and wanting to help and wanting to talk. It's my guilty pleasure to get involved with a computer build now. I love talking about parts and providing my opinion and experience and
because you've built a couple
helping.
now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you I know you built one not long before, just before I did.
Yep. So I built my basic shit brick computer, which I still have the case of and the motherboard of, but that's it. And I've sort of meal piece upgraded my PC since then, except for my current build, which is the tiny little box about this big.
Yeah, I remember you putting the card up and was like, is that actually going to fit in there? Do you have any heating issues with that, or is the cooling quite good in it?
Look, I undervolt my card too, so it puts out less heat than it would in stock. But it's hotter than it would be in a bigger case because there's less airflow available.
Obviously, yeah.
It's just natural laws of thermodynamics and physics and everything about that. It can only pump away so much heat from the GPU, and most of that is pretty natural. I'm forcing air onto the GPU, but the air escaping is all natural. There's nothing pulling the air out of the case.
Right, okay.
So it's the trade-off you get for such a small form factor, though. That's just how it is.
Yeah, you're just going to be more conscious of how hot things are running and tuning it down a little bit, yeah.
That's exactly it. I've had to play with all my fan profiles and everything to make sure it doesn't blast the fans at full noise, you know?
Yep.
Which it would do even at the moment. Oh, no, at the moment it's pretty tame. It's pretty much just idle temps. But, you know, gaming, it goes up to 60, 70 degrees easily.
Warm, especially during the summer, because you guys get quite hot over there too.
Yeah, we haven't had many 40 days yet, but
it's been pretty tame, really. Like even over here, like I'm in Queensland now, and like came from New South Wales. Like fuck, I'm gonna die because I nearly died the first summer I was here.
Yeah,
and it hasn't been that bad this year.
Yeah. I think we'll get our hot days much later than we're used to.
Yeah,
but is what it is. Yeah, no, I'm happy with my computer the way it is.
I need to add cooling to mine. I think that's my next spot.
Well, we can talk about that later, and I can take my pants off for it.
Yes, let's no, I didn't. I said I didn't want it to get hot. I need to cool it down.
Okay, you can get hot, and we can cool the computer down. It's fine. Just don't. Right, cool. I'll work it out. It's fine.
We'll go with it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna build Wifey's PC. That's a whole other thing I have to do yet. I've been promising that for ages. Yeah, because she wants to come play. Because now that I'm on PC, I don't play with her as much anymore. And she's like, I miss playing with all the guys and you and socializing. I'm like, all right, well, we'll build you a PC. And I know what I'm doing, but I just haven't. I'm gonna find cash and have that spare money.
And the time and patience. You had to put a lot more patience into your build than I did.
I had some issues.
It's unfortunate, really. It was like this string of bad luck. I just helped my mate build a similar system to ours, and he did his a few months after yours. But obviously, I helped you a bit with parts ideas and that sort of thing, and you made your decision to go with those recommendations, and they were all the same tiered products. I think the CPU was the only thing that was identical, but you still went for basically the same setup as what I'd already built, and with the exception of the motherboard being newer. But you had so many issues to overcome in that first couple months.
Yeah, it was and it was all down to the power. After all that, it kept frying my motherboard, and that was the annoying part. I think is because I'm like, all right, fuck, there's something going on, and we just couldn't figure it out because there was no way to track it properly.
Yeah.
Until I sent it away, and they're like, "Oh yeah, your motherboard's fucked." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let's get a replacement in." And then the other one fucked out. I'm like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Do I get a new motherboard?" And they're like, "Oh no, it might be power now." I'm like, "You didn't think of that before?" Anyway, it's working great now. I mean, sometimes it shits itself, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
It's like, Cyberpunk, it had a hard time with downloads. It took me 3 days to download Cyberpunk, which I should have seen as a fucking sign, because it kept crashing during the download. And I'm like, fuck, what is going to happen here?
Look, I've only played Cyberpunk on the Series X, but my brother played Cyberpunk on my computer whilst he was here for a holiday a couple months ago, and just with a quick glance, you can tell that Cyberpunk was made for PC and then haphazardly ported over to consoles.
Yeah, I've got it on PlayStation, like PlayStation 4, not even Pro.
Yeah, right.
Because I've
seen my friend play it on the original Xbox One. So,
oh fuck!
This is the guy who loves the game and can look past it all at the moment.
So is that what he's playing it on? Is the OG Xbox?
Yeah, an original Xbox One.
Speaking of OG Xboxes, hang on, I have to show you something.
I saw your tweets. I did.
All right, hang on. Let me get this. This is great because audio podcast, but I'll explain what's happening in a minute. I just need to go grab something real quick.
All right. Well, I'm going to continue talking, and
we're off to a great start. Audio podcast. Hey guys, let me show you this really cool shit I got the other day. So I was down at we went op shopping just for the fuck of it, right? Like, just kind of see what it's about. We do it every once in a while, see if we can find any cool shit. And I found myself an OG Xbox, like the first one. It's
so jealous. I wish I'd never gotten rid of mine.
Mine
does it work?
Up. It has, I think it has some disk reading issues and some issues with the power button, but I think it might be something I'll be able to fix.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, I need so it came as is, so it's just the box. No cords or anything, no controller, but that's something I can get later. So like it'll be cool to tinker with.
You completely cut out, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I was leaning away from the microphone. It'll be cool to tinker with. And if I can get it working, that'll be fucking awesome, because I left it on the table when I went and picked the kids up from school, and they came in and like, "Oh, you got us a new Xbox." I'm like, "No, boys. No.
This one's not yours. Get the fuck away."
This is what I used to play. This is the very first Xbox. I'm like, "That is so cool. Can we play it?" I'm like, "Not yet. Soon." So I'm hoping I can get it working, and just
get a what?
I can get it working. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, it's a really cool thing to have on my fucking shelf. I'll throw some LEDs in there and like make it glow green or some shit. I'll trick it out. It'd be fucking sick.
All right. Because I can't be one-upped at all, I'm just going to turn off my camera and get something, and you're going to love this. All right, won't be a minute.
A few moments later.
You ready for this?
All right.
This is your countdown to put in some epic Holy Grail music, okay?
All right. Holy fuck! Hang on, we're gonna hang on. There we go. We can do both. The OGs,
right?
The OGs. Mine's fucking filthy. I need to clean it and love it. It's
mine's
disgusting.
In thankfully mint fucking condition. My wife bought this for me for I think it was a Father's Day gift actually.
Oh, nice!
Not long after we had our daughter.
For those listening to the audio version of this podcast, which is how most people listen to podcasts. If you want to see what's happening, you can go check us out on YouTube. But Winky has just flashed me his wonderful mint condition PlayStation 1. And it is glorious. So fucking glorious.
1 megabyte memory card.
1 megabyte memory cards. Fuck, that is sick, man. Nice.
Right?
Fully working cords and everything.
Yep. Got the AV cords. Got the power cord, got 1 controller. Thought I had 2. And I've also got about 10 games, including Micro Machines. Actually, I'll just grab all the games and list them off and show them to you. I think that's a better way to go. Alright. Oh, no way. I've never played that before. I need to boot this up soon. Okay. Got Micro Machines V3.
You're
I'll
nice.
just get the light out of it so you can see that. And I've got this one. This one I've never played. I didn't even know existed. I forgot about it. Star Wars Demolition.
Fuck yes.
I think it's just vehicular carnage from Star Wars.
You know what? That's not such a bad thing.
No, I know, right? I mean, that's what Star Wars is, vehicular carnage with Jedis. This, which I've never played and never seen before.
Death Trap Dungeon. I don't think I've heard of that one.
No, it looks like... Wow. Features 53 different AI-controlled monsters.
Holy shit.
Right? That was
right.
breathtaking back
the
then.
Technology, mate. Fuck.
Oh, what is this? No, it's not. Okay. I thought this was a game that I had fallen in love with once upon a time, but it's not. It is G-Police.
Never heard of it. So I never played it on PlayStation.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah.
My stepdad had a PlayStation 1, and I played a few games with him, but aside from... it was mainly just car driving games, and I think we had Time Crisis on there as well with the gun and everything. That was so cool back then. Yeah. I've never geeked out over my ancient stuff before. This is so cool. I got Driver 2.
Fucking nice.
I've got a unfortunately caseless Crash Bandicoot, the original. Didn't have a case, but we'll make do. It was the platinum version too. So
very nice. I mean, I'm sure you could probably find a case somewhere for it, right?
Yeah, or I can make one. I've got I'll save that one for a minute because I'm going to call someone out with it. Gran Turismo.
Fuck yeah,
the original Gran Turismo. Yeah, and I've got the OG Tomb Raider in a makeshift case.
Oh my god, the glorious fucking Tomb Raider titty pixels. Titty pixels, that's all it is.
What on earth is this game? This looks like a rip-off of Mario Kart.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's in multiple languages too. Ready for action, want to play dirty, can you handle the pace? Up to 8 players can race simultaneously over 27 courses in this riotous 3D racing and fighting extravaganza. Stay alert, the more you play, the more you'll discover. And it looks like it is just a graphical rip-off of a Mario Kart game. But that's the cover of it there, Street Racer.
Oh yeah, that is... that's like Streets of...
There we go, that's a preview
Streets
of it.
Rage meets fucking Mario Kart.
Yeah, there's some preview pics.
Yeah. Nice.
I've actually never heard of that one before, but yes. And finally, this one's directed at a few friends on Twitter who I'm going to tag in a photo of later. The original Rainbow Six.
Holy fucking shit.
Right.
Fucking yes. I need you to stream that for me immediately.
I lent my capture card out, but it only has HDMI anyway, so there's not much I can do.
No, wait, I think I've got a capture card you could borrow. Maybe.
From the other side of the country.
Yeah, I'll just fucking teleport it to you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, okay, man. If you could do that,
yeah. Well, I tell you what, you get a glove, like a baseball glove, and I'll just fucking I'll just yeet it right across the country. I mean, Australia's not that big. We'll be fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you put a hot air balloon on it or hot air from the fires, we'll probably push it over here anyway.
Exactly, right? It would be perfect. So
economical.
Economical as shit. Speaking of PlayStation, should we talk about some deals and freebies?
Absolutely. Go for it. I have no idea, but you can fill me in and I'll...
I terrified the show. This is like the look on your face is like, oh fuck, wait, what? Panic!
We're going to talk about PlayStation? The thing I
PlayStation?
don't own at the moment?
So if you've played any of these, man, like this is the deal with these. If you've played any of these, or you have any recommendations on these, just
absolutely
tell me what you think of these games. So over on PlayStation Plus this week, we have new games for the month. So your freebies are Control, which also comes with the PS5 update that 505 are charging for, but they're giving it to you for free this month. So if you want to get the update for the PS5 for when you get one of those, best way to do it.
Honestly, that charge for the upgrade is the biggest rort I've seen this.
Oh, isn't it fucking ridiculous? It's just like, oh, we're gonna give you fucking upgraded graphics, and no, fuck you. You have to pay for that shit. So get it free while you can. Best way to do it. The other one is Concrete Genie.
Oh, what is that about?
I have no idea. I know Static played it at PAX at one point, and he said it was fucking brilliant. Has to do with spray painting the world a different color. I think that's the one. It's like Splatoon, the story.
Oh, okay. So it's a Japanese game from my quick Googling.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
Or is it the wrong Concrete Genie?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. But
they just have 2 games, do they?
No, there's one more. There's one more.
Okay.
Because what they're doing now, as well as the PlayStation 4 ones, what you can do.
Before we move on to the next game, the brief plot is. Am I allowed to read this, or do you not?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
A young boy named Ash regularly doodles in his notebook. Doodles. A group of bullies steal the book, rip out the pages, and scatter them throughout the city. Ash goes on a quest to recover his pages. Along this quest, he discovers a paintbrush that can bring his creations to life. Ash must overcome the bullies and bring life back to his town. So I would assume that he draws Hitman and says, take out the bullies.
He literally paints the town fucking red.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm painting red, but this is actually your guts and you're going to die in 5 minutes. That's how I do it anyway.
Fuck yeah. Rated E for fucking everyone.
Rated E for eternal damnation.
Yes. So they also have a PlayStation 5 freebie, which is something you can download on the PlayStation app or the store, even if you don't have a PlayStation 5. So if you're looking at getting one soon, they've had some really interesting games coming up. This one is Destruction All Stars.
This was one of their launch titles, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw a trailer and that was all I saw of it, but basically it was like Rocket League Demolition Derby, but you can also run around on foot.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a Demolition Derby brawler kind of game, but it looked really fucking interesting. I have to go. One day I'll actually do fucking research on the games I'm talking about.
Or you just download them with your PlayStation Plus and try them out.
Which is something I also do. Is like, hey guys, go download this game. I did it last week too. Someone said, hey, was it Little Nightmares? I was talking about Little Nightmares all month with Xbox. I'm like, I've got to fucking download it. And then someone asked me if I downloaded it yesterday. I'm like, nope, I haven't. I missed it. I just forget, man. I get busy and I forget. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I was obviously supposed to download the Medium and try playing that, but then I got distracted with Dark Souls because I've actually owned it for like 3 years and just never booted it up. I got it in a Humble Bundle. # not sponsored. And Control as well. I knew that was coming to Game Pass and I wanted to try that out, but I still haven't.
I've got it downloaded. And that's the same. I've got Control downloaded, and then I was going to finish Doom Eternal and then play Control, and then the Medium came out, and know what? I'm going to give it a shot, and so I'll finish the Medium, and then I'll finish Doom, and then I'll finish Control, and then I might get back to Cyberpunk, and then I'll look at Valhalla and go maybe.
Maybe. The curse of variety gaming, right?
Right, it's like everywhere and nowhere all at once. It's wonderful and annoying. PlayStation 5 deals this week. We have Streets of Rage 4, but $26.56. Solid game. Good fun. Little 2D brawler. Fucking love it. Over on Xbox this week, our Game Pass pick of the week. So these are new games that have come to Game Pass over the last month. Medium.
Oh, yeah. Gee.
I wonder why I fucking put that in there.
Actually, I completely forgot about the medium, just as you said, like Xbox Game Pass games, and I was genuinely wondering what it was going to be. And now I feel dumb.
That's okay. But yeah, medium's interesting. I'm not sure I'm 100% of it. It's got some really interesting story bits going on. Gameplay is a bit It has that fixed camera thing going on.
Oh, no.
So, like, the camera's in a room.
What do you do with the right stick then?
Just to stroke it gently, I guess.
Is it literally just there?
You can still kind of sometimes look around, but not always. So you walk into a room, the camera's in a spot, and you just kind of like aimlessly wander around the room looking for stuff. It gets really annoying though when you come around a corner in a hallway. Yeah. And the camera changes, but your stick's still going in the same direction. You just watch your characters run into a wall.
Oh.
And it's just one of those things. It's like there's normally if you're quick, you can change it, and there's kind of like a grace period of about a second. But if you miss that, he's like, "Fuck, what are you doing?" Especially in action sequences when you're running, I found that really annoying. That you go around a corner, and then the camera moves, and then you go, "Fuck, I've got to go around another corner now." But you haven't seen. It's very much like Cyberpunk minimap. It's like, oh shit, I should have turned 3 blocks ago.
Yeah, okay.
Deal. Yeah. But the story's interesting enough at the moment, and it's really fucked up, and it's really heavy. But
yeah, okay.
I can see through the gameplay's fairly minimal, so definitely worth checking out Game Pass. Fucking you're paying what, $15 a month for that?
Yeah, well, even if that was the only game you wanted to play and you had a PC, you can. Unless you've already got a subscription, $1 for 1 or 2 months or whatever the current deal is at the moment. And you can finish the medium in your 10 hours and move on to whatever the hell else you want. I mean, golf with your friends is on Game Pass.
Oh, is it?
It is, my dude. And
yes, I need to do that. We need to do that.
We do. I've got it. I've even got a desktop shortcut. It's the only game I have a desktop shortcut for.
Oh, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Oh, games with gold this week. So these are your freebies for the month. We have Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil, Dead Rising, Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb.
Fuck. I saw somebody post some graphics of that, and it actually looks like it was quite advanced for its time.
Yeah, it was. Which is, I mean, we all know why they're bringing this up is because Bethesda's working on an Indiana Jones game.
Yeah,
God,
it feels a bit premature to do it now.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a few Indiana Jones games, right?
They've got Lego Indiana Jones as well, don't they? So
yeah, they'll probably pop them up over the next few months. And they'll probably rotate them. I've seen games on Games of Gold come back too occasionally. Not often, but it might be something to do. Because I mean, all these games are older games, so they didn't have any new ones out this month, which was also so far this month because they changed them about halfway, which was interesting.
Cool. Gears 5 as well.
Oh, Gears 5, really? Isn't that on Game Pass though?
It also seems to be a Games with Gold, according to the website. I'm just checking now.
How the fuck did I miss that?
Free reporting here. Yeah, no, you're all good. It always has been on Game Pass because it was one of the Game Pass release titles. I think
it was. Yeah. All first party titles are Game Pass now.
Yeah, and for I'm going to say 95% of them, they always will be. But
yeah,
what's the harm in getting your game for gold and not having to pay for the full Game Pass price?
And wait, and then when it disappears, you lost it. So worth doing. Yeah. So yeah, Gears 5 as well. That was a fun game. I liked it. Great story, fantastic fucking voice acting and motion capture.
I unfortunately did not get past the radio towers in the ice area due to some bugs that prevented progress for me and my mate who were playing through. So that's as far as I've gotten, but I've just been waiting and hopefully there's a patch at some point that'll fix it for me. But if there's not, then we're just going to have to restart the level. It was just unfortunate that we were so far into it, and it sort of broke our progress to the point where we took a break and never went back.
Those
not in a bad way,
great.
Yeah,
but they're kind of tedious at the same time because there's just a lot of traveling.
Yeah,
there's just a lot of sliding on ice and shit. It's unfortunately you got the bug though. That sucks, man.
That's all right. It's is what it is.
It is what it is. Deals with gold this week. There wasn't a lot there. Again, Xbox have kind of moved away from giving us great, like amazing deals and good games with gold because of Game Pass now. But GTA 5, the Whale Shark bundle, $37. So that gives you all the DLC, and then a bunch of in-game currency to spend as you will. So that comes with all the heists up until the most recent set, I think, as far as I read anyway. I
was under the impression they were all free downloads. All the
they
DLC.
might be, yeah. Maybe they were just advertising as that to flesh it out a bit.
Includes all existing gameplay upgrades and go on there, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I think the only real things that are included with that wouldn't be if you bought a different version are a vehicle pack and the $1.25 million.
Dollary dudes, yeah.
That's your bonus for buying that pack. But
it is also the cheapest pack there too.
How much did you say it was?
$37.18.
I've got $31.47 with my gold membership.
Maybe I wasn't looking at the gold. I was doing it on my phone. I was doing it on my Xbox.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It might have been a bit weird.
I mean, you need gold to play online anyway, so
yeah.
But this bundle is cheaper than standard Grand Theft Auto 5 anyway, which costs a full $48.
Yeah. So if you haven't bought GTA 5 by now, you get some stuff with it too. So, yay! Over
There's
on
no point holding out for GTA 6, is there?
No, it's. I mean, we might get that after Elder Scrolls 6, maybe.
I think we'll get that after Stadia 2 releases.
Oh, did you hear about Stadia actually?
No.
They shut down the studio, the game development studio. Yeah. So that was announced today. Funnily, it's funny you bring this up. It was in my notes.
Sorry, you cut out.
Funnily enough, this is in my notes to kind of mention if we there's something to talk about. But they've decided the focus of Stadia is not to make games, but rather make a platform that allows people to play them. They've said that most of the teams from that studio are being moved to new roles within the company, and Jade Raymond, who is the lead that they brought in, has parted ways with the company.
Right.
So they're not making games anymore. Like their whole big plans, we're going to make games and you're going to play them on this thing that doesn't work. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if Stadia kind of slowly disappears very quickly.
Yeah, it's not competitive, especially with xCloud.
No, because have you had a chance to play with xCloud at all?
I have, yeah. I think my greatest difficulty was being able to use a controller with it. Being that the contraption that holds my phone, which I can't think of the word for at the moment, wouldn't hold my new Series X controller, which has Bluetooth, whereas my original Xbox controller did not, because I never upgraded it. But I got around that issue and I just played it separately, and it works not bad. I mean, you wouldn't play competitive games on there, as everyone's come to expect, until we get quantum networking. But I played Minecraft Dungeons on it. That was fun.
I started playing Senua's Sacrifice on it.
Forge? Somewhat?
Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade.
Oh, really?
Because
did you use the touch controls?
I used the touch controls.
Right.
And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah,
because that game is very segmented in the way the gameplay works. You're either walking around exploring or you're fighting, right? There's always there's no surprises there. You're like, all right, I'm going into fight, I'm going to. So it just switches the controls to what you need on the fly. So your buttons will change to look or attack and it was really easy to use. I kind of want to get a Kishi, like, because I can see myself playing a lot of xCloud on the train to and from work because I do a lot of commuting. And I don't have the only Bluetooth controller I have is my PlayStation, which works fine, by the way. PlayStation 4 controllers work perfectly for this.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it fucking worked brilliantly. It was great. Loved it. And it performed well. Like I found 4G was a lot better than Wi-Fi though. Which was weird.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was having a lot of stuttering with Wi-Fi.
I've had very varying experiences on Wi-Fi. At one of my mates' houses, it was absolutely atrocious, as was his general internet connection. But at my home, which I'm on a 250 down, 50 up plan, and relatively close to the city centre, it worked quite well. But I also have terrible 4G reception at home, so I have to use Wi-Fi at home. So otherwise it's much worse on the 4G. But I also had good experiences on 4G in high strength areas.
Yeah, so I'm my Wi-Fi isn't great. I think the best I get is 80 down.
Right. Oh, were you on the 2.4 gigahertz band or a 5 gigahertz band?
2.4 with the current router I have to use because I'm using wire to the premises.
Yep.
So the node's out in the street somewhere, so my speeds aren't as great, and I have to use a specific router.
Yeah.
I have a router that does the 2.5 and the 5 gigahertz, but I can't use it with my current setup. So I'll have to. Yeah, so I literally have to plug into an Ethernet cable in the wall, kind of deal.
Right. Okay.
It worked well, which was good, especially with Australian internet. I was kind of
the 2.4 gigahertz is terrible for it. It's the same as trying to or watch 4K videos over a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi or gaming on a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Online gaming.
Yeah,
it's a very inconsistent connection, but that's what you get with long range. It's like AM versus FM.
Yeah.
That's probably the
easiest way to put it.
Yeah, segment the two. The 5 gigahertz doesn't go as far. I'm able to use it in this room. I don't have to because I've got power over Ethernet, which is the tits if anybody needs that. But my other devices, my phones and everything, I use the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi network, and I get my full speeds. I can do a speed test on my phone and get my 250 gigs down.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I put that on my 2.4 gigahertz, I'm lucky to get 20 in the exact same location.
Right. Fuck.
Like,
wow.
Because there's no. That's on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Uploads pretty average these days. But yeah, if I connect on 2.4 gigahertz, it's anywhere from 10 to 20 down, and that's all I can get. Like that's all that's capable of. So
yeah, it's
streaming an entire game over that explains why it goes jittery.
Yeah. Destiny 2 was a nightmare to play on there. I mean, it was fine, but there's so much shit going on the screen, and the screen's tiny. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I need new glasses. I don't fucking know.
No, it's just very, very small.
On the trend of mobile gaming, over on the Switch this week, that's a fucking segue there for you. Dead Cells is having a 50% off.
Ooh, nice.
So you can pick it up for $12.49 at the moment, and all the DLC is currently 33% off. And from what I've heard, Dead Cells, fantastic game. Have you played it? I think you've played it, haven't you? Yeah.
I have, yeah. Look, I absolutely suck at it, much like I do Dark Souls. I haven't really progressed very far, especially because you have to start from the beginning every time you die with sort of carryover progress.
Yeah, it's that roguelike kind of.
Yeah. I actually recall playing a game with the similar mechanic called Infinity Blade back on the iPhone 3 or iPhone 4.
Right.
And it was a first person hack and slash sort of thing, where in the same way that you have to know your enemy movements on Dark Souls and dodge out of the way or put your shield up to parry and all that sort of stuff. It was like that on an iPhone. You can't find the game anywhere anymore. I think it's been delisted, and I don't have the account that used to have it, so I can't re-download it. But it they made a sequel which was good, but didn't have capture the original feel. It was a bit overcomplicated, but the original game was just fantastic. If you go all the way through and beat the boss, you become the king, you live out your life, a new bad boss takes over the kingdom. Your son then tries to take the kingdom back. If he dies, his son takes the kingdom back, etc., etc. It's just
right. Cool.
And you get to keep all your skills. Like your skills are passed down hereditarily. So
right.
In a similar sort of fashion to Dead Souls. Yeah. It was such a fun game.
Yeah.
It was well worth the $8 at the time.
Well, their deals. If you like those, man, I think you should try Hades. I've heard fantastic things about Hades.
Yes, I want to try Hades, but I've got too much other gaming going on at the moment, so I haven't bought it yet.
Right. Okay. Well,
I was this close to buying it when it was on special early access, but I held off, and now I'm gonna have to pay full price, which I'm sure it will be worth it.
Totally worth from what I've heard. Total. I don't do roguelikes because dying is an issue. But from what I've heard from a lot of people, it is the fucking tits, and people like this is game of the year for me. Like a lot of people.
I haven't seen anybody
great
give
to see
it
an
negative
indie game
feedback.
kick so much ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, over on Epic this week, our final freebie / and/or deal, we have Dundara Trials of Fear edition. This is a 2D Metroidvania game. Looks interesting. That's about all I've gotten though. It's come up a few times.
Yeah. Has it?
Yeah, like I've seen it free as a freebie twice before on Epic, I think. Twice.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember. I've had. I don't think it was the Trials of Fear edition, which is like their kind of everything edition, but it's been a regular on the freebies with Epic. It might have been during like one of their like weeks where they give a free game away every day or whatever. But
okay, yeah. You're right. I already own it and it's free, and I haven't booted up Epic in weeks, so that's definitely come through before.
Yeah. No, I know it's definitely come through the freebies. It was like some of the first ones that we did with coming through with Epic, but when we started covering that, but that was about it.
Free games on Epic though. Battlefront 2.
Oh, yes, I have it. I've been meaning to play it. You've been playing it. I know you have, and this is the reason I fucking downloaded it. Yeah,
it's so much fun, man. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I do. I don't take it at all seriously. Yeah. And look, the only bad thing about the game for me is the AIs in the co-op missions.
Right, they're a bit derpy.
They're fucking intensely over accurate and overpowered.
Right, they've got the Ghost Runner problem.
Yeah. No, they don't miss shots. They spawn in sequentially, so you just never get a break.
Right.
And yeah, they're just I will
like
boot up
a
the game
mode kind of deal.
Yeah, it's the exact same as normal multiplayer, but there's just 4 player controlled characters on your team plus a bunch of stupid AI versus a mob of intensely accurate, not really stormtroopers because they're hitting things. Enemies. Yes. So
not accurate to cat and goddamn it, fix it, EA.
Yeah.
Make them miss.
That's the only part of the game I don't like. The old currencies that cause controversy are just racking up numbers. I don't have any use for them. There is no use for them anymore. So you just play and you unlock things like any other normal Battlefield game it did.
Right, okay, yeah.
And I mean, you have access to every form of character and loadout as well.
Oh, so as a right up because I knew they were like.
You can on your first game, you can pick one of your 4 basic classes, do well enough, and then be able to pick Darth Vader if you're on his team. You know, you don't have to have unlocked Darth Vader to pick him, but you do unlock bonus skills that make him easier to use and that sort of thing as well. So
right, okay.
It's not the game it was when it released, and as much as I'd love crossplay to come, that'll never happen. But that's probably the only other downside is the lack of cross-platform, cross-save, whatever.
I mean, we're seeing a lot more of that recently, though. Like,
I've done some Googling. They've explicitly stated they're not going to implement it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not with this game in particular.
No.
Just in general, I think like we're seeing that increase of crossplay coming out. Like Apex Legends, you can literally play it on anything now. And
Halo's just put that in too in the multiplayer.
Yep, it's just the Xbox and PC. Are they doing the Android as well?
Don't
through
think
the
so.
Game Pass, or can you not get Halo on there yet?
You mean through xCloud? No, you can.
Yeah, all right.
I would imagine that would just come up as console because you can't play that with a mouse and keyboard. But
yeah, true.
Look, on it, I was surprised to see me get my ass kicked by so many controller players when the matchmaking came out. There's the typical controller assists involved, but they're nowhere near as forgiving as what I find in Destiny. So, it's weird. Like Halo plays really well for controller. The maps were made for controller, and having mouse and keyboard doesn't necessarily give you any advantage because
not a massive one. I mean, you've got a touch more.
You lose your you lose your bullet magnetism.
Yep.
You know, whereas a Halo a controller player could fire a group of bullets as they move the battle rifle over their head, and 3 out of 4 of them would hit. But a PC player doing the same thing would only have 1 of the 4 bullets hit the head. So you need to be much more accurate on PC, which annoys me because I'm terrible at it. But
yeah, jumping on Halo for like when it came out on PC, it was a shock, man. I was like, holy, because I'm like, you know what? It's a first-person shooter. I'll try. This is when I was learning keyboard and mouse. Still, I still am, but I was very like in the basics, and I was like, this is fucking difficult. And I went back to controller. It was fine. Again, a lot more experience with controller, especially with Halo. It's like, you know, Halo controller, natural state of being kind of deal, but I felt, and again, mouse and keyboard was new, but I found it really difficult to like hit shots properly.
Yeah, no, hitting shots is still an issue for me. I've actually only really just sort of, I say this inaccurately, but I've mastered keyboard movement in the fact that I can strafe and move and jump and activate abilities and punches and whatnot all at the same time, even though I've only got 5 fingers that I can use. I'm getting better at knowing my keyboard, but I'm still terrible at finite aiming with a mouse.
Right. Okay. So I'm fine with the mouse. I struggle with the keyboard.
I don't do the hand movement that most people do. I'm more in the wrist. So
yeah, I'm the same. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a high DPI, so I don't have to reef my arm across the fucking table.
Yeah. No, I can do a 180 with my 20 centimeter mouse pad. That's good enough for me. I just need to get used to it and practice that more. But that's neither here nor there.
So that's all I've got for this week.
Is it? Because you may have something else.
Oh, what have you got to tell?
Talk about it. The Destiny 2 Beyond Light season of The Chosen trailer just dropped.
What, just then, as we speak?
Moments ago, yeah.
Moments ago. Interesting.
About 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago. I might watch that. Yeah, send me a link. I might watch that and we can get to it another day. I might do it first because the new season, when's that due out? Soon, right?
A couple of weeks away at the moment. Yeah,
a couple of weeks away. Yeah. I mean, I'm still about the whole the Destiny season content. The
season stuff annoys me, but I'll play the story and then move on. I think I've already played all the seasons this year.
Right. So I haven't paid for any of them, and I haven't found anything that's really. I played the newest stuff with Beyond Light, because it came on Game Pass on Xbox. So I was like, fuck it, I'll check out the story, but I wasn't willing to like quite shell out for the season pass stuff. And so far from what I've seen, aside from maybe the raid, which I can't be fucked doing the grind to get to the point to do the raid.
Look, I did raid. It was phenomenal, but I've done it twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't have the grind in me anymore. And yeah, all I'll say is, again, the raid was fucking amazing. They did a really good job with this raid. It wasn't one of the disappointing raids that we've had before.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to be able to just get all the weapons in one go so I can stop raiding. Or at least pick my rewards. I don't have the drive to do weapon grinding anymore. I just sort of use whatever feels good now.
It's like, okay, this works. It'll do. Fucking shoot them if they die. As long as I'm high enough power level to take on the activity I'm doing, I don't give a fuck. And if I have to grind for it, it's like, oh, by the way, part of your story
I lost you that entire sentence.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I
just after you sat back down on your chair.
Yeah. I can't help it, man. I'm a fidgeter. I like trying not to have my head like swivel away from the microphone is a genuine challenge for me. Because I just jump around so much. Like you'll notice, like I was like
constantly, the same as me. You look away all the time.
Yeah, you look away and you're talking and you're distracted by a shiny thing in the fucking corner. It's great. I hate it. Thanks.
There's a glass on my fucking footrest.
And this is a prime example.
It stabbed me in the foot. It really hurt. Anyway, I'll pick that up in a bit if I don't forget.
Maybe. But yeah, I'll check out the trailer. I might talk about it later.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it now before bed. Actually, no, I'll take it to my wife. She'll want to watch it too.
Speaking of...
Thank you so much for having me on, dude.
That's okay, man. It's been good. Like, I know, like, my work hours have been weird and you've been busy a lot with a lot of stuff.
I'm not normally up this late. It's only 10 past 11 here, but normally
you're on old man hours now.
I'm doing my best to balance between work and kids and gaming and wife.
Yeah.
And normally it goes in that order throughout the day, finish work, both kids, do a bit of gaming, hang out with the wife and watch some anime. And that's my day gone.
Yeah, I'm much in the same boat. It's a lot more, just working and then trying to find time for everything else. The balance is just ridiculous. But it's good to catch up with you when I can, because I do. I miss it. It's good to talk shit and just do this. Even if I have to force you to come on the fucking podcast to do it, I've had to do the same thing with so many people.
You offered, and I turned around and bent over and said, "Have your way with me." So
have your way, have your fucking way, and that we will. Once we're off camera, you're mine.
Absolutely.
But for the people playing at home, where can we find you and your?
Right. I mean, if you're going to put it in the YouTube and the thing, as a link, that'd be pretty handy. Can I ask for that? Am I anyone who's asked for that?
I do it for everyone. It's part of the package.
I know, but I just want to make myself look greedier than everyone else by asking for it. So,
I'll let it slide this time. I'll consider your options and I'll say yes.
Yeah. Okay. No, sounds good.
Right.
I'm at AFracturedWinky on Twitter, on Instagram, which I don't use, on Steam, on Xbox, on Origin. I'm AFracturedWinky. Drop the A because they have a 15 character limit instead of 16 because they're wankers. Everywhere you can find me, I am AFracturedWinky in one form or another. Even Twitch. I shouldn't forget Twitch, should I? I got to plug that one too.
You should not forget Twitch because...
Yeah. Twitch.tv/AFracturedWinky. That's AFracturedWinky.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for listening. If you'd like to catch up with the podcast, you can find us on Twitter at @left_pod. You can also now find us on Instagram, which I just started using, and it's weird and wonderful and bizarre. I never thought I'd use Instagram again, but here I fucking am. You can find us there at Two Left Thumbs Podcast, because fuck getting the branding all to match, because Twitter's character limits are weird. You'll also be able to find the video version of this up on YouTube a few days after the audio release, which I recommend you do, because we showed some pretty cool shit and you should look at it. There's a lot of visual references, and it's always handy to watch those as well. Thank you so much for listening, Winky. Again, thank you so much for joining me. It's good to catch up and talk shit.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
Fuck yeah. But until then, I will talk at you guys next week. Bye.